Hello and welcome to the Stage of Greatness. I'm Danielle Francine. Welcome today. So I've got some pretty big perspective shifts for you today about your body, about the results that you've been having, not having, how you feel about your body, and really like how everything has been going up until this point and why. So, I'm a body transformation expert and I teach women how to achieve their dream bodies. So, the first awareness I want to bring to you is we are separate from our bodies. Me personally, I always believed up until a couple years ago that I am my body is me. But we are not, in fact, our bodies, and our bodies are not us. Our bodies are our avatars. I'm sure you guys have all seen the movie Avatar, right? We have an avatar, which is this body. Our bodies are highly intelligent machines that create and execute programs based on emotions. So what does that mean? Our bodies go through life with certain programs, and these programs are created from the time that we're little. These programs run in our subconscious mind, so it's not something that we're even aware of that takes place throughout our days every day. Now, when we're young, the programs are created again based on emotion and based on what we're receiving from our parents, emotions received from our parents, communication between the both of us, emotions that we feel that we give. Our bodies are meant to survive. Our bodies are meant to protect us. Okay. So starting from the time that we're little and we're having these programs created in us for us, we're set with these programs, and they're not programs that we've chosen ourselves. So most of us as women, we wait until we look a certain way to love our bodies. Okay. So we're waiting to look like this, and we're withholding love from ourselves. All the while we're doing the diet, we're beating our bodies down in the gym, or maybe we're not even moving our bodies at all. We look in the mirror, we see ourselves, and we have certain feelings about our bodies. I'll use myself, for example. For years, I would look in the mirror and I would look at what I did not like. And I would, like negative feelings, feelings of hate, feelings of disgust, disappointment, embarrassment. Okay. Now, when we feel those feelings, our body feels those feelings. Our bodies are consistently responding to the messages that we send it. Okay. So when we are now trying to do the things to create this body that we want, and we're feeling this way, our body is getting mixed messages. The communication is not clear. Okay. So I want you to think of this, right? Our avatar, our body. We've never been given the instruction manual on how to use this body. This body that we were born into is meant to express us. Okay. We can create whatever type of body that we want. The problem is we don't know how to do that. We use the diets, we use the gym, and many times it just doesn't get us to where we want to be. Well, why is that? And here's the key. The key is self-love. Now, remember, us as women, we're waiting to love ourselves till we look a certain way. We withhold that love on that journey to get to where we ultimately want to be. Our minds are our control center for this avatar. Okay, so like think of this as the motherboard. This is what carries all of the programming that's running every day, all day. Now, most of us think master your body, master your mind. No, we need to master our emotions to reprogram our programming. Well, how the hell do you do that? So here's the thing. Remember, our bodies run on emotions. So if you have negative emotions that you're cultivating that are running through your body, that is toxic to your body. It's like watering a plant with toxic water, with mud, with just shit. Okay. Is the plant going to survive? It's going to survive, but it's not going to thrive. It's not going to be beautiful. It's not going to be bright. It's not going to be full. Okay. It's just going to make it because it's not getting the care that it needs. It's getting just this tiny, tiny bit of whatever is pure out of that shit that you're feeding it. Okay. So these toxic emotions, right? Your body is still receiving that as a form of love because it's still attention for your body. However, just like the plant, your body is not going to thrive on those emotions. So what do? You need to eliminate that programming, let that programming go, and create new programming. Okay, well, how do you do that? So it's stored. Programming is stored. Trauma is also stored in our bodies. So any traumatic experiences that you've been through when you were a child, when you were dating, when you were in high school, when you, whatever, any traumatic experience, your body stores that in your body that needs to also be let go. So it's not enough just to change your programming, because if you still have the trauma, that is still toxicity in your body. And when all of these things are happening, your body is in a constant state of conflict. Okay. So conflict is stress. Stress equals cortisol. Cortisol encourages and most of the time leads to holding on to body fat, gaining weight, sickness, disease, a not whole and healthy body. And if that cortisol doesn't come down, it just continues to have an effect on your body. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example of this. Okay. So last year, when I was going through all of the things that I went through before my divorce, during my divorce, my body defied science. So what had happened was started going through everything in April. Okay. Now in April, I opened my Akashic records, which, if you don't know what Akashic records are, basically the Akashic records are the book of life. It is the records of every single soul, all of the past lives, the current life. Okay. You can ask any questions that you want, your purpose, the purpose of relationships, the pros and cons of relationships that you're in, messages for that day, guidance, and you will receive those answers as long as it is going to serve your highest good and the highest good of all those around you. Okay, so I went in to ask questions about my marriage. Now, as I received the information, my immediate thought process was, oh my God, Danielle, how could you have done this? How did you not see this? And I took responsibility for all of the things. And I started to feel negative emotions towards myself. And immediately I switched that to compassion. Okay. I did the best that I could in those moments with the tools that I had. I didn't know any better. And I had compassion on myself. Now, prior to that, I was consistently giving my love, giving all of my love to my husband, trying to love him, trying to get his love. Okay. So I turned everything on, right? I was doing all the things that I could, giving the love, giving the love, giving the love, all the while having compassion for myself as I was going through this process. Now, prior to this, I did not love my body in the way that it needed. I was neglecting her of those emotions that she needed. Now, turning on that compassion, she started to receive what she needed in that form. Now, fast forward a couple months after, I knew that my marriage was over, I stopped eating. I stopped working out. I was hardly sleeping. So now I took away all of the tools that I was using that I have used to create this body, right? My body, amazing, muscular, lean, strong. Now, when you take all of that out of the equation, my body should have used my muscle, burned my muscle for fuel since I wasn't feeding it. I should have looked like a cancer survivor, like who did it and ran after doing that for months. Okay. Now, what happened was when I would go places, people would say to me, Danielle, you look really good. What are you doing? And every time I took a step back, I was like, what? I look good? Yeah, you look really good. What did you change? Well, I've been basically lying on the floor all day crying. I feel like I want to die. I'm going through a divorce. And so during that time, my body actually thrived because once I knew my marriage was over and I stopped giving my love, I didn't have that person to give it to. I turned it around and I was giving it to myself every day, frequently. And that is what my body needed. She began to thrive because I filled her with everything that she was being neglected of. So taking away the food, taking away the gym, I built muscle. How do you build muscle without working out, without eating? Okay, scientifically, not possible. I became leaner. When I started working out again, I wasn't weaker. I lost nothing. I was better than I was before I stopped. Okay, so explain that one. All right, so here is the thing is that, we don't have an instruction manual for our bodies, but the key is self-love. And it's very hard for us to just go from hating ourselves and having this shitty opinion and this shitty perspective of how we look and how we feel about ourselves to, oh, the key is self-love. Let me just turn that switch on. 97% of the time, it just doesn't work like that, right? I can teach you how to do that. This is something that I am freaking amazing at. I am in love with my body. I am in love with myself. And once you have self-love in that way, you don't need approval from other people. You don't need acknowledgement. You don't need love from others to make you happy because you have it within yourself. You're cultivating it. And when you cultivate it for you and you love you, you have an unlimited source of that and it overflows into other people. So it's not you giving your love away, it's you loving yourself and it radiates to everybody else and your body responds to it immediately. Okay. So I want you to just kind of like think about that for a second. So how do you feel about you on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being I look in the mirror and I fucking hate what I see. And 10, I look in the mirror and I love myself. I don't even need to look in the mirror because I love myself that much, right? So I would say I'm probably like an 8.5 or 9. There's always room for improvement, and it's a consistent work in progress. There's still times that I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, what is that? And then I switch it. It's just work. It's switching your perspective. It's reframing things, right? So where are you and where do you want to be? And what have you done up until this point? Have you done diets? Have you beat your body down in the gym? Have you gotten to the point where you truly are happy with your body? And your answer, more than likely, is no, because you probably encounter binge eating, emotional eating, self-sabotage, right? So once you can reprogram those subconscious programs that are running, you can turn off the emotional eating program. You can turn off the binge eating programming. You can turn off the self-sabotage programming. You can turn all of those things off. Remember, your body is an avatar. It is programmed. You reprogram it and you implement the programs that you want. You switch off what you don't want. You create what you do want. It's like freaking magic. Okay. Another thing is breathing, right? So many of us breathe so shallow during the day. We need air to survive, right? So learning how to breathe, how to rest your body. We think that when we sleep, we rest our bodies, but our bodies are not resting. They're still working. They're doing the deeper processes that they don't have time to do during the day because we have her doing so many other things. She's digesting, she's doing X, Y, and Z. So at night, she is trying to repair herself. She's trying to build muscle. She's trying to burn fat, right? She's trying to do all the things that she can't do during the day. She just simply doesn't have time. She needs to be still to do these things. She needs to get into REM sleep. So there is a way to actually rest your body when you're not sleeping. Okay. So all in all, here's the thing, is that in order to achieve the body that you want, your dream body, no matter what that looks like, number one, it needs to start with love. You need to awaken the goddess within. You need to fall in love with yourself. You need to reprogram, let go of the programming you have now, reprogram your mind, master your emotions. Okay. And that is when everything starts to shift. So your avatar can be whatever you want her to be. That's what she wants. She wants to be what you want her to be. She's trying to serve you. She's been following your messages. They're just mixed up. They're not clear messages. So starting with loving yourself, you're going to open and clear that communication channel and then learn to create and deliver crystal clear messaging to her so that she responds and she gives you exactly what you want every single time. It's not your fault that you don't know how to do this. This is not anything that we are taught. You don't have the instruction manual. I have the keys for you and I have the instruction manual. How to do all of those things so that you can finally achieve the body that you want. So again, Self-love is the key. Self-love is the communication. That is the start. So I would love to guide you in doing this. This is something that I've been working on and with for years. And this is the key. These are the keys that you've been looking for. So if you would like more information, if you would like to talk about how this can work for you, why it works, reach out to me. You can find my email on the podcast in the show notes. You can reach out to me on social media, Danielle Francine, Instagram, Danielle Francine 1203. Your life will change in ways beyond your wildest dreams. And that is pure freedom. When you love yourself, when you have freedom with food, right? Creating the consistency with the nutrients flowing into your body while implementing that consistent IV drip of self-love. Now your body is receiving all of the things that she needs, and she starts to blossom. She starts to bloom like this amazing wildflower, more beautiful than you could ever even imagine. So just think about that. Number one, how good you feel right off the bat. You're not waiting to love yourself. And again, I know this is hard and it's not a switch that you can just turn on. It's gradual steps that we'll work on together. And as we work this and you feel better and better and better, your body transforms and it compounds and it keeps going and it keeps going. So again, achieve that dream body, girl. You want that body? I got the keys. I got your manual. Create your avatar exactly how you want. My avatar, she is called Giselle. So I will talk to you soon. I hope that this resonates with you and gives you something to really think about. Until next time, I wish you the best. So much love, so much joy, so much peace, so much all of the good things. I love you. Goodbye.